Welcome to the Overheard Podcast, recorded live in Banff. My name is Daniel Rudel. With me always is my co-host,
Matty Rage. Let's go.
What is good? If it's your first time joining us this week, don't forget to give us a little like and follow. Helps us tremendously. When you look at the analytics on YouTube, about 70% of people that tune in don't hit that subscribe button.
70%? Come on.
70%,
Come on,
man.
guys.
That's a lot.
Come on, guys.
So even if you're just dropping by, please drop us by a little subscribe. Would help us tremendously. Big shout out to our guest this week, Sarah, a.k.a. Miss Spicy.
Let's go.
Sitting down with us. Thanks for coming by. How you been?
So excited to be here. So gassed.
Oh,
Awesome.
yeah. That's second fellow employee that we've had on the podcast.
100%. Yeah, from
gonna
our
have
favorite store.
Yeah, from one of our favorite local stores. We're going to have to, we'll have like the whole crew on here at one point.
That'd
Yeah,
be cool.
We get Hess back and just bring the whole crew.
Do a panel discussion or something like
yeah.
that.
Little fire and
dude.
flower plug. Let's go.
That's it.
Yeah, let's
Do you want to plug your Instagram? I don't know how many underscores there were.
There's four.
Four
because
of them.
2 was taken, 3 was taken, 4 was allowed.
Yeah,
So there's
sick.
4 underscores.
That's
I
gonna be
used to
good.
have one same thing. I had 3 underscores. People ask me all the time, how many underscores?
I just kept going until they allowed me to have it. I was like, I want Miss Spicy. I will just keep adding underscores till I get there.
You got it. So
Oh,
sick.
I
So
think we've all been there trying to pick a username. You're just like, you add a whole bunch of random numbers, and then you're like, why the hell did I do that? Like, and then you're like, wait, what was it? What was it? And then you got to tell somebody a number sequence that they're not going to remember. It's great. I
It's
love
quite
it.
hard sometimes explaining 4 underscores. Just feel kind of.
for sure. So a little bit on Sarah for those that don't know. Obviously a bud tender. We just mentioned it earlier down at
Oh, yeah.
Fire and Flower. 25 years of being a fairy and running her second snowboard season in Banff. 9 to 5 slinging cannabis down at our favorite location. You might have seen her spinning tunes at the homies events across Banff Ave. Miss Spicy likes to add little booty work tracks into her sets for the girls, obviously.
Booty work.
Booty work. Yeah, what's a booty work track?
Booty work is fast, just like it kind of sub-genre is juke, I guess, but just like it's really quick
Crazy.
and it's just fun as hell.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to get some of those.
High
Yeah.
energy is what I
Yeah.
get from the
Yeah.
vibe from
Get
Sarah
on the record
always.
pool and just booty work.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, let's do
I don't
it.
know what else to call it other than that, but like it gets booties working, so
Hell yeah.
Nice. Let's go.
It's a good way to do it. So let's
Yeah.
start at the beginning. Where are you from? Why'd you come to Banff? How'd you get here?
I am from Western Australia, Perth. Been here about a year and a half
Right.
almost.
Sweet.
But yeah, nothing like crazy. I just like really wanted to snowboard, wanted to do something a little different, get a little visa. I didn't really know much about Banff. I kind of just saw there was snowboarding, saw there was a hill and booked it really.
For sure.
Didn't even know that Banff summer was a thing.
Yeah.
And then when summer
Oh,
came around,
yeah.
I was like, whoa, guys, summer's really nice here.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
super
We're,
fun.
we're getting there,
Yeah.
man. The weather's picking up, and it's pretty freaking nice out there. I went for a little skate the other day.
It's getting reminiscent of summer for
Ooh,
sure,
dude.
man. Those
Patio
vibes
beers
are coming
back
back.
in full force.
Oh, yeah, where were we at? The Elk?
Yeah.
Yep.
Stunning.
I was going to say, I think they're the only one open right now for patio. I was up on Rosencrantz patio the other day. They got a new addition going in there. Can't really.
I think they're doing what? Are they doing a new stage or
Yeah,
something?
yeah,
Yeah,
they're
I think they're switching
putting
it up
in,
a bit.
a new little stage there, so it's kind of in the back. I guess if you're standing there looking, the bar's here, it's going to be on like your back left.
Like
Yeah.
the pool table room
No, on the roof.
on the roof.
Yeah, on
Yeah.
the rooftop.
dope.
Yeah, so there's still quite a bit of snow
Oh,
up there. but-
dope.
I've heard, now this is just rumors, I've heard of them kind of doing some moving around up there to have more patio
Wicked,
parties.
yeah.
So keep your ears to the streets for that, for
Right.
sure.
Let's go.
What is it about Banff that keeps you around? So you said you love the summer. You came here for snowboarding, loved it.
100%. Yeah, came for the snow. And then I didn't super plan on being in the same place for 2 years. But I think kind of Banff's one of those places that the longer you're here, you kind of get more and more out of it. Like I feel like when I first got here, I was like, oh, it's so pretty. Look around. But I feel like the longer you're here, you just get more in the community, I guess, which is pretty cool.
For sure.
But yeah, I love Banff. She's awesome.
She's
Banff
good.
being like in community is a huge part of what keeps people here long term.
100%.
You kind of come here to party and then you figure out that, hey man, there's actually people that love this
There's
place.
some
for
rad.
sure.
There's some rad people here. I mean, we've had a few of them on.
Definitely.
Yeah.
No doubt. What are we on? 57 this week?
That's crazy.
57 episodes. Sorry, I'm just
epic.
getting a message here. Apparently, we're having some issues with the stream.
Uh-oh.
Let me just double check it here. No, it seems to be all right.
All right.
Yeah, we'll keep her.
Keep an eye on it.
We'll keep her rolling. Everything's looking good on your end there, Matt.
Yeah, looks fine to me.
Okay, cool. Right on. Well, sorry about that, guys. A little break in the vibe there. When did you start working in cannabis? Obviously, being from Australia, cannabis not legal there.
Hell
What made you
no.
want to get into that type of business?
I honestly just got it as a job, just a
sick.
random ass job. I was like, that'd be dope as hell to sell some weed, cool little experience.
Yeah.
And kind of shockingly fell in love with it. I think mostly comes from Hessel being the best boss/manager ever, but
Hessel's a sick dude.
he's so passionate, so knowledgeable that
him.
I think that I just like feed off that quite a lot.
100%.
Yeah, I think like maybe you don't have to be passionate, just like it could just be a job, I think.
For sure.
But yeah, I think just working with Hessel so much, he just cares so much. and
Well,
it's-
honestly, like
I know,
it
it's
comes
wild.
through in the guest experience. When I'm coming
Yeah.
to purchase my products at your store, I'm coming to talk to you about it. Yo, what's
100%.
going on? What's good? What do you like?
No doubt.
What's, you go to another store, people are just like, what do you want? Like you're ordering from a list or picking at random.
yeah.
I've had people in town. There's one bud tender in particular. I don't know what it is, like got something against me, but I would always ask like to see the bags. Cause like if you're not going to talk to me about it, I kind of want to read the bags or see what's
100%.
going on my end. And I would ask for like 3 different bags and I would want to feel them. And that was always the biggest issue. Like they think I'm going to crunch them up or mash them up.
Yeah.
And this one person just, I don't know. I feel
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of like random little rules that like you probably definitely meant to do, but you can like do them nicely a little bit. Like,
Yeah,
oh, you
100%.
can't quite walk that ounce out the door, but you can like hold it, I guess, and like check out what you think of it.
Well, yeah, because you can kind of feel the quality through the bag of the
100%,
cure
yeah.
or like the physical shape of the nuggets that you're getting. Right?
I reckon a little
Whether-
shake, you can tell how dry it is. Like
of
you can
course.
sound how, like hear how dry it is sometimes.
Smart.
Not
Yeah.
our weed. Our weed's not dry.
Sure.
Never.
But no, like it comes back to, I think, being passionate about the product and being there out of like, yeah, it's a job, but still being passionate about it is a huge thing. And Hessel also, go check out his episode. We do have an episode with him prior. I forget which number it is. But he's also on the board for those provincial
Yeah.
laws, right? So he's also kind of helping regulate that because like you're not going to go into a beer store
Yeah.
and you're like, no, you can't pick up the beer, you can't touch it. It's
Good point.
insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very good point. I never really thought of it that way. I mean, yeah, like, what are you going to do? Run out with it? It's like, whatever. We'll just call the cops on you. It's like, just like working at the liquor store. Like, we used to do it to people all the time. Like, take that out of your pocket or,
Or like any
yeah.
store. Like
Yeah,
if
it's the
people are going to
same.
steal, you'll hopefully catch them.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. I don't think it should all be behind lock and key. I feel like a little bit more.
I agree.
Yeah. Even I'd love to have some like magnifying and some nugs out would be so cool.
For sure.
Just to be able
Oh,
to
yeah.
see like some open packets would be dope.
uh-huh.
Yeah,
To
'cause they do that-
educate.
they do that in the States too. They'll have like the
Yeah.
little sample dryers, like just sitting out and stuff, which is pretty cool.
Well, part of storing cannabis, right, is keeping it in larger quantities will keep it fresher longer. As you start branching it off into smaller packaging, it loses its freshness and its
100%.
smell and its aroma. Little off-topic question: did you indulge in cannabis before you moved to Canada, or is that something that you found here?
Yeah, I like was quite an athlete at home, played footy at home.
Yeah.
So would be getting tested and stuff and just was like pretty into sport. So didn't really feel like Bud like super helped me with that.
Fair.
And then kind of I guess also came to Canada to try and or just like maybe drop the little 5 days a week training lifestyle and then just to
Fair.
relax a little and like start to ride and stuff. And then, yeah, I've kind of like smoked on and off at home, but definitely like not as much as I do now, mostly down to like responsibility. Don't have like a whole, training schedule here and stuff like that. And I get to work in cannabis. So I get to like, I think
Yeah.
my love for it and maybe even like breaking down that stoner stereotype a little bit more.
time.
Yeah, I think I definitely smoked weed at home, but I will be the first to say, like, still had a small underlying, maybe little judgment to, like, I don't want to be, like, a everyday stoner.
Yeah.
But I think, breaking that down and, like, working out, what time of day is weed super helpful and, like, how does it help? And, like, really flipped on to, like, a positive side, which I think
Cool.
is cool.
I think I would
Yeah.
agree with you there.
Yeah.
The reason I asked is like I spent some time living in Australia myself, and culturally, the views on cannabis in Australia versus the views on cannabis in Canada are
A little different.
So different.
quite different.
Yeah,
for sure.
100%.
Like you're almost seen as like a second-class citizen in Australia if you're
100%,
smoking
yeah.
weed. You're like a Darrow or whatever
Yeah,
you want to call it.
Darrow. Where'd you learn that?
I live down there.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
So, yeah,
Canada's in it
Haven't
for me.
heard Darrow in a hot minute.
Oh my god.
So yeah,
What's
that's
a
kind of
what's
the
a
vibe.
Darrow?
A derelict, bro.
That's what I figured.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, is that what it comes from?
Yeah,
I didn't know
yeah,
that.
that's what I
Darrow.
figured.
So yeah, that's kind of the vibe that I got when I was
Yeah.
down there. So like here in Canada, it's kind of more okay to have that be part of your lifestyle. What did you mean when you mean like different parts of the day? Do you find cannabis helps you at different points of your day? Do you have
Yeah,
a
I
routine
think-
around it or?
I think just like learning more about cannabis and like how many different types of like consuming, how many different types of like actual strains do different things and
For
like
sure.
effects. Like I feel like I would always kind of use like bud as like a wind down, like you're winding down after a night out or like maybe winding down after a day or just even like a zoot at the end of the day. But now I'm like, oh, this strain I really like. Even like cannabinoids, like having CBG when I ride or like CBN helps me
yeah.
sleep. And like if my body's feeling tired, I have heaps of CBD and like
Yeah.
just I think exploring and learning heaps about it. Yeah, I think it's just kind of unlocked a little.
Well, I think it's crazy that our body has actual systems dedicated to
Yeah, no doubt.
Shout out cannabinoid system.
Right?
Let's go.
Like,
Yeah.
we discussed that in Hessel's episode. Super cool. Go check it out. But like our bodies are meant to process and deal with this plant. The
Yeah.
fact that it is like outlawed, like I don't know. I think personally, I think there's some very helpful tools.
Yeah,
sure.
I agree.
Not just physically, but mentally as well. Like when I'm taking my time, say in the morning or middle of the day or in the evening to consume my cannabis, it's kind of my time for reflection, my time for like meditation. You know, you can go over your day, figure out what's been bugging you, and kind
Chill
of
it after work. Yeah.
put it into a different perspective. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Yeah, 100%.
We kind of already talked. Like, is there something that you think people often get wrong or misunderstand about cannabis use?
I think people get into the nitty gritties of like percentage wise, especially when they're buying flour.
Yeah.
for sure.
But like it's not as like I don't know. I just feel like if it's either like something says 22%, it's the rough 20s. If it says 29%, it's the rough 20s. But kind of mad when people are buying, they'll be like, oh, I want a 27% flour. I'm like, this is 29, it's really good.
Yeah.
And you kind of just have to smoke it to know how strong it is. I'm pretty big believer in really good quality weed is gonna get you more stoned. And I think shit
Absolutely.
weed's gonna not get you that stoned, and just because it's high percentage but a cheap bag, like it's probably not doing that much.
Because like just the way the cannabis industry is regulated, sometimes you'll get a bag with an exuberantly high percentage, like
Oh,
in the
yeah.
29 to the
Yeah.
30 range.
Yeah.
Well, even some of those carts that are like 90%, whatever. It's like
Those are like distillate based, so I
Yeah,
guess
yeah.
like you do get into the higher percentage range in there, but you kind of miss out on the flavors and stuff. I don't know. I would agree with you in that sense. Like any quality cannabis will be quality, and craft
Yeah.
is kind of where it's at. Like anything that's produced, you tell me,
Yeah.
yo, this is great craft from BC. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm getting it. you
And
know?
also listen to your bud tenders. They know. I feel like you just kind of have a good gauge of like what's stronger weed, like a stronger high,
Yeah.
versus like an actual percentage number.
for sure.
But it is like the first thing. Like if you don't know a lot about cannabis, it is kind of the first thing on a label that like is only other than like sativa or indica. Then the next step is like percentage. So I get why people like. Personally, I wouldn't even have it on the packet.
Fair.
I would have some sort of other
I
gauge.
think it's just relatable because of people being so used to buying alcohol, right? It's just like,
Yeah.
oh, I want to
Good-
get messed
good
up.
point.
Let's buy
It's like a nice number for people to
like,
gauge off, I
It's like, oh,
guess.
this stuff's like 100 proof, man. Let's go. And then it's, I don't know. I think that's probably just where it came from. It's like they had to give someone, I think at the beginning, they just had to give people like something that they could like relate to as far
Yeah.
as like
Yeah.
how strong the weed is. I mean,
But I feel like cannabis in its production, like you can't really guarantee
guarantee
the
that
same
anyway,
quality
yeah.
across a whole crop.
100%.
Like it's the
And they
same thing
also
as a
test the
farmer.
whole crop as well for the percentage. So there's no way that like
Like they send
each
probably
packet.
the sweetest, most beautiful
yeah,
piece,
or-
right?
why
So
wouldn't you?
Interesting stuff.
Crazy.
I used to be a little bit of a terpene snob myself. Like I would, that's what I would kind of
That's fair.
gauge it off. Like
Yeah.
what types of terpenes are in it and what's the percentage. Like as you get higher, like to like 3%, you're getting to these super fragrant bags. Or you open it,
I
and
think
you can
that's
smell it
exactly
into
what
the
you
other
should
room.
be gauging it off 100%.
okay.
If that's someone.
While we're on that topic, any favorite strains or like growers? I mean,
I
there's a million growers out there right now.
am a little bit of a sucker for anything that sounds like girl weed. Like
So sick.
anything that
the
sounds
bubble
like
gum, or
remotely
the-
kind of cunty. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna love that instantly.
Nice.
Castle Rock Farms do a strain. It's called glazed apricot gelato, and
Oh,
it
yeah,
is
that one's
my
so good.
favorite. I feel like I've sold it to
yeah,
you.
big time.
Yeah.
I have it in the jar right now.
What about that cake
It's-
mix one? That one, it was cool. It came in like a little box. It was like
The little like Ben and Jerry's tub situation.
It was called the
sick.
cake mix. It looked like it was.
It is
In
really
the
dope.
States, their packaging game is crazy.
I feel like ours could be a little bit cooler.
It's all, if
Yeah.
the government says
Yeah.
no, right?
Yeah,
There was,
yeah.
I think, like some. Now, this is just me remembering. I don't know if this is fact or not, but there was some type of conspiracy that I heard in the legalization process of cannabis where someone related or close to Justin Trudeau was put in charge of the packaging, and it was limited in its range due to they were the only company that could produce this type of packaging. So I think like the regulation behind that, but it was all masqueraded behind like not selling to kids.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like the number one like rule is all under, even like the whole like 10 milligrams per gummy thing.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of so kids like can't get into them.
That's so.
But
wild.
like I just feel like they've really got that stuck in their brain that's helping them decide rules, which is kind of mental.
For sure, I don't see where the access with a responsible adult would be anywhere, or the risk of access would be any larger with cannabis than with alcohol. Like,
Yeah.
It's I don't get it. It's like, okay, you just set 10 bottles of booze up on the top of the fridge and you're like, don't drink those. Like,
Yeah.
okay. It's like,
You're the parent.
yeah, man. It's like, yeah, it's
Seriously.
it's your responsibility at the end of the day. Man.
what's your favorite way to consume? You like flour? Do you like concentrates? You like what's your?
I
do you have a go-to? You, like,
definitely dabble in all.
mix it up.
Yeah,
Nice.
I'm pretty lucky that I get a lot of really dope little prizes from work. Like
Sick.
we've got some really cool bongs that I've been gifted. Some like hand blown like glass bongs that are really cool.
Sweet. Oh,
I
cool.
just got a new dab rig this week. Shout out Hessel.
Nice.
And it's like this watermelon dab rig, and it's all like beautiful
Traditional-
glass.
Like torch style.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
stunning, and it's just like the little dab stick is so pretty, and I love it. So it's,
Cool.
I think working at my job, get lots of like little fun trinkets that you get to play with. But I definitely probably would say smoking a zoo is always going to be my favorite.
A zoot, like a joint.
Joint, yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Rolling and smoking a joint, I don't think there's anything matched.
Do you
But-
use tobacco in your joint?
Nah, not really.
Nice.
Well,
Burns
you,
better, man.
you can't buy pouches here, which is kind of odd.
What? You used to be able to.
Maybe not anymore.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I
I don't
buy
think in
pouches all the
Canada
time.
you can buy pouches.
I used
Regulations
to buy
getting
them
tighter and
I used to buy
tighter.
my cafeteria all the time.
No.
Because whenever our homies come over from like home or even
Yeah,
UK,
check the cafeteria,
bring-
like the convenience store across the street from your shop.
are you sure?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's where I used to buy them.
Not that we're promoting mixing cannabis
Yeah,
with tobacco,
yeah.
because we would never do such a thing.
Ever.
Yeah, I was the same. I used to enjoy it with tobacco, and then I've gradually kind of moved away from it as I got off the nicotine.
I think I care too much about weed at this stage
Fair.
that I'm like, oh, I
Yeah,
really
good
want to
point.
like actually like taste this and like see what this kind of tastes like.
Nice.
I think it comes more from like places where cannabis is still illegal and kind of a stretching type of thing. Like that's what I used to use it for back in the day when I was maybe a little light in the bag. You-
Also to make it go further
exactly.
is
Buff it
Yeah.
out a little bit.
yeah.
Just buff it out. You got.
Yeah.
You always got to. You got to buff your bag out.
Push it a little bit further.
So what made you want to get behind the DJ decks and like just randomly, or you had a buddy, or
Yeah, definitely at home. Like all my homies, I've always mixed and like
oh cool.
pretty heavily in the music scene at home. And then I think coming here, we had decks in our house and
Sick.
probably the most amount of time I've ever spent indoors. My first winter
Yeah,
in Canada.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I've ever just spent so many hours inside that I was like, maybe I could learn a new skill. and I was tossing up crocheting or DJing, and crocheting kind of seemed hard. So I went with DJing.
So DJing being the lesser heart of the
Yeah,
two. How
and
did you
then-
kind of adjust coming to Canadian winter for the first time?
It was cold as hell.
sure.
The start was cold as hell.
yeah.
But I feel like because I got here in like early October, and
okay.
then it was probably like 5 degrees, and then it kind of got gradually down. And I feel like it's like a week in between. So it's kind of like a layer each week.
For sure.
Just kind of get used to it, and then.
Nice.
But last winter was cold as hell. We had heaps of like neg 30 days.
Oh yeah, those suck. It's like hurts your skin to go outside.
Yeah,
Yeah.
This summer this winter, sorry, was a little bit weird. Like our cold was much later.
Yeah.
Our snow was much later. Like I don't think we're done just yet.
I don't think
we'll
it's been
still have
that
some
cold
snow.
this winter.
No, definitely
At
not.
all, really.
No.
Definitely not.
Not compared to like the last couple, and it's like, oh god, I've seen minus 53, I think here.
Oh yeah, that's
the
Yeah,
wind chill.
that's ridiculous.
Have you thrown the
The
boiling
kettle,
water
yeah,
outside?
I'm throwing the kettle.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
throwing
right.
the kettle.
You're
Yeah,
one of us now.
I think legally you have to.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure
yeah.
you
When it
get.
gets that cold, you
Pretty sure you get
you
kicked
have
out of Banff if you don't.
it's in Canadian law.
Yeah.
How does cannabis play a role in your DJing, if any? Do you like to get zooted and like mix around on the decks? Does that play a role in your creative?
Absolutely.
output?
Yeah, I guess cannabis plays a role in my whole life, and like DJing is a big part of it. So kind of goes hand in hand. I think more probably on the like prep and the just like mixing with your bodies kind of side of it. I'll definitely always have a zoot before a set.
Yes.
Always just like calms it down a little, which is chill. But yeah, it's also super helpful post set as well. Sometimes you do finish pretty late, and even if I'm like
doubt.
not really having a night out, I'm just like doing my set and then I'm finishing, and like everyone's kind of kicking on at like you finish your set at like 1 or whatever. Everyone's kicking on, have a little zoot, go home, a little reflect. So nice.
Yeah, for sure. Instead of sending it every single time you have to
Yeah.
perform, like I think that's an easy
Well, you're pretty-
slope to fall into. You
You're
know,
pretty jazzed up after a set too. Like, you know, it's like coming home from work. You're not just gonna come home from work, like throw
You-
your shit down and go to bed.
You're
It's-
so
no,
buzzed
yeah,
after,
yeah,
100%. Yeah.
So your first gig, where was it? Can you take us through it a little bit, and how did it go?
My first gig was actually probably like 3 weeks after I was like, oh, I might try and actually learn how to do this.
Nice.
And then my buddies do Tangerine Dance. Shout out
Right.
Tangerine.
Right.
Yeah, and then they wanted to do a all girls lineup, and I was like, yep, I would love to be a part of that. I definitely had my set pretty planned to like fully practice it for like 4 days before. Had every transition practice because I was
Oh, yeah.
so fresh to it, which is kind of cool to reflect back on now. Like I definitely wouldn't be practicing a full set before. So yeah, cool to see how far I've come. But it was at Tap Room, and just all girls, 3 of us, just crushed it. So
Sick.
fun. Yeah.
Sick.
right on. I'm glad you brought up your prep and how hardworking it is, right? Going over a set and stuff. Because one of the posts I posted, I think it was like Bow Valley Network, and Tomas, if you're out there listening, he was like, oh, so many DJs. Like, why don't you get someone on that's hardworking? And I was like, well, I think DJs actually work really hard on their craft.
DJs
and
are the
like,
hardest working profession out
it
there.
takes-
What?
yeah, so like, yeah, and the performance itself might seem like a really fun time, but there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes to get there.
So there's a lot of really boring shit
Yeah.
that you gotta do before you get like you just like, I'm gonna go find some new songs. Next thing you know, it's like 4 hours later, and you're like,
Yeah.
I listen to a lot of music, and then you gotta analyze everything, and then you gotta make sure your beat grid's on, and then you gotta set cue points, and then you gotta find somewhere to a playlist to put them in, or make a new play.
100%.
It's like make a new crate. It's just like it's all back end shit that people don't really see. Like they think you just like
Showing up,
you
press
just
play,
have a whole bunch of music
know?
and just like hit a button. It's like, dude, like if you've ever seen me DJ, it's like my hands are pretty fucking busy. It's
I'm
like,
working.
So I was kind of laughing to myself, and I had to be like, a little not political in my response, but like you don't want
Yeah.
to just be like calling people out. I was like, no, what? Honestly, like I hope he's tuned in to see how hardworking
Yeah,
DJs
no,
are.
for sure.
And it's not like you don't have a full-time job in the town of Banff, hardworking in other areas as well. How'd you get the name Miss Spicy? What's the story behind that? I feel like there's got to be one.
Actually, a really minimal, not the
Okay.
juiciest story.
Oh, okay.
Actually, yeah, throwback. But I Actually, I'm just horrific with spice. I'm actually the most anti-spice.
Oh no.
3 cracks of pepper. I'm probably
like the
done on my steak.
Mayonnaise
opposite.
is spicy.
Yeah, sweet chili sauce going nowhere near.
Ketchup, way too spicy.
Yeah. Couldn't be any more least spicy. And then
funny.
yes, I feel like
That's
it's
so weird.
kind of come from that, I guess. And then the little miss at the start, I wanted it to know that there's a girl up there. There's a girl gonna be playing.
Heck yeah.
Just so
Nice.
they know, yeah.
Nice. So
That's
I remember.
totally not what I thought.
Yeah, I
it was
know.
gonna
Hell not as juicy
So-
as expected, but
That's so
I can't
good.
she
remember
just
what-
white as hell.
I can't remember when it was. She was playing. I don't know where you were playing. You were playing a set somewhere. I was like, I'm gonna go down and check out my DJ homie, like Sarah from the Weed Shop, and my buddies in VR. Like we were at the club, and they're just like, "What the fuck? That is the best fucking DJ name I have ever heard." I'm like, "Well, no. Her DJ name's Miss Spicy." They're like, "No, dude, tell her she's got to change it to like Sarah from the Weed Shop." It's
The
like.
weed store.
Sarah from the weed store. They're like that. They're like, I don't even care if it was like 11 p.m. on a fucking Tuesday and,
I'm going to
and
see
it
Sarah
says
from the weed
Yeah,
Sarah from the
yeah,
weed store.
yeah.
I'm going to that show.
Yeah.
That
That's
was-
so fun.
Okay,
that's
maybe
pretty
rebrand incoming.
There you go.
Yeah.
How would you describe your style of music? What are you into these days? Or where did you start, I guess? What did you start with? Because that always
Yeah.
intrigues me anyways as another DJ.
I feel like anyone just like I was so fresh. Just like got my little USB, and I think like building your own little USB is so fun. Like you start somewhere and kind of end completely different. I guess I
Oh, yeah, big time.
started out with like UKG and like housey tracks that are like easy to find, easy to mix with as you're learning.
Yep.
And then the more you get into it, the more you like find your style. I guess I feel like I've probably found mine quite a high BPM, little like 150, 160.
Nice. Hey,
Just really fun. Just
sending it.
yeah, just like hot girl tracks, big breaks. Yeah, just like super fun. I just love a little boogie. I think I love boogieing so much that when I DJ, I just like want to create a really fun boogie dance floor. I don't really get too stuck into like, I guess it's important what I want to play, and like I want to play something fun, but as long as everyone's dancing, I'm happy.
Nice.
It's a good way to look at it. I mean,
Yeah.
people can get caught up on, you can't play this after that.
Yeah.
Or,
You can play
mixing
anything after
genders
anything,
or
dude.
genres. Sorry, not genders, mixing.
Nice one. That's a different kind of DJ.
That's
Yeah,
a
different
kind of
DJ.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's awesome. That's a good way to describe it for sure. It's
I
cool
was,
that you just
I was sitting at a solid 174 all morning this morning. while I was
you're
practicing.
sending some hard beats,
I was just drum and bass.
drum and bass.
Straight drum and bass.
Straight
This
drum
guy
and
comes in at 11 a.m. and he'll pull his headphones down and he'll be ordering and it's straight drum and bass
me?
just
Oh my
blasting.
God.
Yeah.
I like me some drum and bass.
Yeah, all the time.
That's my go fast music, man. Get me behind the
Hilarious.
decks on that. You're gonna see me jumping around, but
So we touched on it a little bit earlier. You said like your first set was a little bit more premeditated.
Mm-hmm.
Is that still something you're doing now? Are you planning your sets? Are you going in there with an idea of what's going on? Or are you just kind of
Yeah, I feel like I feel like each gig that I do kind of has a little bit of a different vibe. Like lots of different venues, lots of different events. And also homies that are like running these events are kind of trying to push for a certain genre or like
Certain
vibe.
aesthetic,
Yeah, kind of
auditory
thing.
aesthetic.
But yeah, I feel like each event has different prep styles, like ones that maybe aren't run by my besties, like the kind of elevate ones. I definitely put in a bit more prep just because sometimes they're only like 30-minute sets as well. So if I'm getting up there, there's so many people around. There's always crazy lights in your face. Have that shit like
have it on
pretty.
lock?
Yeah, I might have a couple key points and like definitely a playlist of like what I want to do. And then on the flip side, like a one Wednesday, if I'm just B2Bing with a bestie, just digging through the USB,
Yeah,
finding the
same, yeah.
funnest things. I think just like knowing now, I feel like I have quite a nice gauge of like what events expect what kind of
Cool.
thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely longer sets if it's more than an hour. Like I did a little 3-hour set at Rose like a month ago.
Oh right, yeah.
So you can kind of like start you can't really prep for a 3-hour set every.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It'd take you 2 days.
100%. So I kind of prefer them. That it's really fun to like go through your own little like
Your own flow and
USB
motion.
deep dive of what you want to do, which is fun.
Okay. While we're on the topic, some recent controversy. Have you guys heard about this at Ultra Music Fest with Deadmau5?
Oh yeah. No, why? What?
So last week or some shit, or months ago, Deadmau5 was kind of called out. They were talking about DJs pre-mixing their sets, playing these big
every single
headliners, these big
every single
festivals.
festival is like pretty much any big festival like that. All of the headliners is all
Exactly.
That
So
is kind of crazy to
They've
me.
got like pyrotechnics
well,
and
because
lights.
it's the pyro, like it's the lighting. If you go to a DJ event and the lighting and the pyro is like boom,
like
100%
that's a
on, it's
telltale sign,
pre-recorded,
right? So he just like very blatantly explained that like on stream somewhere, and it was like clipped and sent around the internet about Deadmau5 not being a real DJ and all this shit. And then I guess Ultra, he like goes on and he's a notorious troll, like internet guy. I've known from Deadmau5 like since early 2000s, seen him before he blew up and shit. And at Ultra, I guess he's playing a live set and mixing a live set, and he actually goes and stops it. And it's during Strobe, and Strobe has like, it's a crazy long intro, right?
Okay.
So he like pauses it just to like prove that he's
That he's
actually
doing
DJing, right?
Kind of shady.
And then he starts like chirping long intros a little bit, and then he plays it again, and then he's like, you know what? Fuck it. And then he just fast forwards through his own intro into like when the first beat actually
Hell yeah.
drops. And then he goes on to play Animals by, was it Martin Garrix or something like that?
Oh yeah.
And then instead of when the beat drops, you know, it's like, I'm not going to sing it, but when the main beat drops, he had like a Old MacDonald Has a Farm, like.
So he's just fucking about on there.
Yeah, just like totally was like, this
Yeah.
song sucks. This is Old MacDonald, like.
By the way, guys, I'm
surprised
actually
you guys
DJing.
Dude,
it was crazy.
I did one once in VR chat. There was like a big lobby. It was like over 100 people. Well, there was like 100 people in there. It's basically the max you can have. And I just told everybody they had to mute real quick while I was trying to figure out an audio problem. And then if everybody could just mute, and like in VR chat, when you mute, you see this like little red like microphone pop up beside their head, says their mic's muted.
Uh-huh.
Dude, so I'm not fucking you. I see like 2 people. And then it was just like boom, 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 like the whole lobby. Cause like you're the DJ. You can basically just command the crowd whatever you want. Like it's so sometimes it's just like after you play so many sets, you're like, I'm having fun today. Check this out. I'm gonna get the whole lobby to mute. My buddy's like, you will not. I straight up did it.
But it was crazy.
Every
like,
single
Every
muted.
single person. Oh yeah, I'm like, okay, guys, we got it all figured out. Turned the decks back on. Just went back to it. It was hilarious. Like,
but like you can single-handedly say like he like almost sabotaged his own set by
That's
like
awesome.
trolling
Yeah,
Martin
that is
Garrix,
kinda
and, like,
crazy.
It's a bit weird, you know.
Yeah, bonkers.
I thought you guys would have heard about this
no.
for sure.
What's,
Yeah, I definitely didn't.
Well, on that topic, what's the wildest thing you've ever seen happen or had happen at one of your sets? I guess.
Like, definitely nothing crazy. I did a gig in Fernie for the homies event, and there was actually, it was like some Calgary Cowboys Bucks party situation, and apparently there was just a massive punch thrown mid I did a B2B with my friend Phoebe, and yeah, this dude just like full threw a punch mid set and had to get kicked out. Apparently it happened like not that far from the front as well. Had to get kicked out. All his friends got kicked out. This massive thing. Apparently it was like halfway through our set. I finished. I was like, oh, did everyone have so much fun? And they're like, oh, did you not see this massive punch up? Had no idea. Had no idea.
Wild.
I was just dancing, boogieing, just in my own little world.
The lights don't help either. You can't see shit.
Can't see
usually when
shit.
you-
Yeah.
Can't
Like-
see shit out there.
Dude, on New Year's, I'd like at one point they turned on these really bright white, like just like filler lights behind me during one part. And I'm like, couldn't see my fucking screen. Like no matter what angle I tilted it to, it was just white. I'm like, well, guys, I need to be able to see.
For sure.
Like I need a screen.
Yeah,
So safe to
I'm
say
not
you're
seeing
pretty
shit
locked
out
in
there.
when you're up
Yeah,
there too,
100%.
right? Like
Yeah,
you're not
like-
really worried about everything that's going
Nah.
on.
Yeah,
You're
not at
kind of
all.
like, I don't know. I get kind of in my own zone. I mean, I look out and see how it's going. Like you got to keep an eye on the crowd because
And you can only really see front
Yeah.
7 people in front of you.
Yeah.
Other than
Yeah.
that, it's kind of like, well, you can see they're dancing or not dancing.
I feel like
That's
that
kind of
genre-
it, yeah.
Like that genre of music too, like the dance music scene is not one that experiences crazy, like
Yeah.
maybe more so in the city than here in Banff.
everybody's just vibing too hard to give a shit. Really, like
Yeah, I'll be.
it's not like a nightclub vibe where like everybody's there to just get pissed drunk and like dance up on girls. It's like
Yeah.
Most people are there for the music, right? Like
100%.
it's a different vibe.
I'd say, yeah, it's the ultimate goal of your party goer is a little bit different at those type of parties. for
Yeah.
sure.
I
Well,
think,
speaking of, oh, sorry, go
there
ahead.
you go.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I think just that also people that events that I play for I respect so much and like trust that they are like you can kind of put that out into your event that like this
Right.
is such a respectful place, and I think that's super important to me in an event space to like
For sure.
everyone to feel so safe and like they're the events that I want to play
Yeah.
at for sure.
Yeah, nobody wants to like go to like everybody's in such a good vibe to go to those events anyway. It's like no one wants to show up and have drama. It's like that's not really why anybody's there.
I think there's a bit of like letting your guard down in that too, right?
100%,
Like,
yeah.
If you're there to maybe have a few drinks or have a zoot or have a good time, and you don't want to be
I think that's what
looking
Hops
around.
is really phenomenal at creating
big
at
shout
her
out.
events as well. I feel like she really pushes that just like safe, beautiful crowd. She's really good at like expressing the vibe that she's setting, which is cool.
Absolutely. It's sick that we have that in this town.
Yeah,
for sure.
100%.
Any advice to any aspiring DJs out there? If someone's starting out, what was something maybe that you wish you knew when you started?
It's not that hard.
Yeah. The basics are not that hard.
Yeah, once
Yeah.
you like, it's literally just hours spent. If you're a girl and you're thinking about it, do it. If you're a boy, that's probably full. That's probably, if you're a dude with a mustache, it's probably full.
I
There's
don't
enough
have a
of you.
mustache.
But if you're a girl, get out there and do
I
it.
don't have a mustache.
Yeah.
That's how. See, I knew that was the
That's
secret.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
have a mustache. That'll be it.
take. Interesting
Yeah.
take.
Oh my
Nah,
god.
shout out girl DJs. Needs to be way more.
No doubt.
For
No doubt.
sure.
Yeah.
Always space for more. That's
Yeah,
for sure.
but not that hard. Just go like put in the hours and like happily be shit for a little bit.
Yeah.
Like happily let it sound shit for a little
Yeah.
bit, and then
100%.
actually work this out. Awesome.
It'll just like click at some
Yeah.
point. You just like everything is just super hard because like there's a lot of buttons and knobs and dials and things you can do, especially like with the new controllers. There's so much shit you can do that you're just like, what? It's
Yeah.
Like, so at some point it just clicks though, and you just say there's like basics that you just get down, and it just like boop, and then everything else after that is
Just
pretty
clicks.
easy. Yeah.
And just hours spent doing it, really.
Yeah.
That's it. I think if you're passionate about anything, I think
Yeah.
the main message there is just to get out there and do it. Like,
Okay.
don't let anything shy you away from what you want to do. I think,
I think-
especially nowadays. Like,
Yeah. I think
do
it
whatever
can
you
be
want.
quite an intimidating, like also intimidating, which is why I think girls are a little bit more reserved to like get on the decks in the
you mean
first
like,
place.
like performance wise.
Yeah, 100%. Like it can definitely be a super intimidating thing being at the front. But like I think once you are super just confident with mixing, then you just mix them with your friends, and then it's
sure.
so fun.
Yeah.
I think it comes down. A lot of people are scared to be judged,
Yeah, 100%.
which if you're living your life thinking I don't want to be judged, like everyone's gonna judge you no matter what. Like, if
Yeah.
you live your life
Sorry, buddy.
scared of that, I think that's can be something that can really hold you back. So
And also, how many times have you been dancing and been like, oh, that transition was just horrible. Like, not a single person is dancing being like, oh, this DJ is ass. Like,
Yeah.
that was,
Zero.
yeah.
I've
like,
seen
I
it.
don't,
I've seen it once.
me too, actually.
it's got to be a pretty horrific DJ.
It was. It was.
Are we talking about the same moment?
No.
Because mine was in Banff.
No.
And it was crazy. This was a long time ago.
Oh yeah.
Will I Am from
What?
the Black Eyed Peas
Yeah.
Why was he
came
DJing?
to DJ a set
What?
in Banff at the Dancing Sasquatch. This was so many years ago. I was still partying. And DJ Kane, shout out DJ Kane, Kane One, I think. He's in Calgary or Victoria now, one or the other.
Oh, cool.
Used to live in Banff for a long, long time. He opened up for Will I Am, and then Will I Am was like bombing.
Just trash.
Like the mixes weren't like I wasn't even a DJ or really new DJ
Yeah.
at the time, and I was like,
it's not
what?
I mean,
Like-
sounding shit is sounding
like
shit.
beats
yeah.
were not matched. Like it was insane. Transitions were not good. So the effect that the crowd started chanting DJ Kane, DJ Kane. So they were like, they wanted the
other DJ
opener to
back.
come back
Oh,
on.
No, that's
that would,
horrible.
I would start crying.
And he left. Like Will I Am got off the decks and left, and DJ Kane came back on and rocked the rest of the night.
that
it
kind of
was
breaks my heart.
Crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Yeah.
Being
Just like-
chanted off is crazy.
That sucks. That would be
Yeah,
bad.
like that
Yeah.
was live in real life. Man, I don't even think like it was before like camera phones and shit. Because for sure there would be a video of that if it happened
That's funny.
like now. But yeah, that's the craziest. Like I don't know.
Well, what's
Will I am. That's crazy.
well, let's move on from doing poorly at
Yeah,
your
yeah.
job. What what's one fire track you've got in your lineup that like just guaranteed to get people just hopping?
I feel like any bakey at the moment kind of gets the crowd going, which is so fun.
Nice.
Yeah, there's this DJ, her name is Stretchy. She has some really fire little tracks.
Cool.
I think super fun because they're like quite like not unheard, but just like lyrics that just like she just says pop and pussy 100 times and then keeps on going, and it's awesome.
That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it's so fun.
Yeah, there's a whole like genre. I wasn't aware of this until like this video I saw the other day of like ratchet rap from like Atlanta.
Yeah, guys,
Like,
I got
like
it.
Sexy
I got
Red,
it.
and it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
oh, no.
yeah.
Yo, I saw like it was a room of ladies
Ratchet
playing
rap is
bingo.
a perfect way to
and
describe
like
it.
they're all turning up like rapping this word for
that's
word. It
brutal.
was insane.
Well, we're on it. Where do you get your tunes from?
I feel like definitely SoundCloud.
Nice.
Like hunting a lot of days. I also have a lot of beautiful DJ friends and beautiful DJ homies
Yeah, sick.
that kind of like sharing tracks. Yeah, just sending each other tracks is super fun. But also radios, like SoundCloud radios, even little Spotify radio.
Yeah.
Yeah, finding a track and then going on that radio and then just kind of exploring through there is so fun.
Cool.
Well, I got to give a shout out to your boy Uncle Gus.
Shout out
'Cause
Uncle Gus.
He like posted some post and it had such a fire track on it that I went and like put the track on my phone after. I was like, damn, like
Yeah,
Good
definitely a couple tracks have come from that man's USB.
do you have like a most memorable moment of Banff so far? Something you'd like to share with us, or
That's a pretty tricky
it's a
question.
loaded question for sure.
I think maybe I'll put top 3 just like number 1, I'm going to go patio beers. Number 1, any
Nice.
patio beer
Yeah,
is just
hell yeah.
unmatched,
Good point.
phenomenal. Maybe park progression. It's been really dope this season as my second season to like not be learning and just actually like get a little park progression has been
Sick.
awesome.
Yeah.
And then yeah, maybe the homies. Feel like Banff's quite a unique place that like everyone here is so far away from home
For
that
sure.
just creates such like family bonds and beautiful
100%.
people. And they're mostly Australian, but have just
They're
yeah,
not hard to find.
yeah.
I mean,
Just,
you're all in the same boat. And like, that's not a immigration joke or anything, but
but yeah, just like you
away
don't
from
have your family. Yeah,
same type of culture.
Yeah.
Everyone's here to snowboard. And again, like riding park, like you kind of you ride with people that are in the same kind of riding
for sure.
zone
Yeah,
you are, maybe a little bit better, maybe a little bit worse, and you kind of all learn together, right?
Yeah.
Like that's a big part of building bonds here for
yeah.
sure. Do you,
Oh, I was gonna say sticking around Banff or
I'll be here for the whole summer.
cool.
And then my visa's up in like October.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll go home for a bit, see my little brand new niece and nephew. So
Nice,
exciting. And then I'm moving to NZ.
Nice.
Yeah.
awesome.
Probably live there for a while. Keep riding, keep snowboarding. Just a little bit closer to home, which is kind of nice.
For sure.
Yeah,
no,
just to
not,
like pop back to just a little bit closer.
not like a
100%.
24-hour flight from home.
Yeah, a little 2.5 grand trip home. Whoosh. No thanks.
It's not much cheaper in Canada, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
like
from Banff.
$1,000 back and forth
Crazy.
from home.
Yeah, definitely.
I was looking to fly to Netherlands and it was like $2,300 or something round trip. I'm like, okay, maybe not.
Yeah.
Maybe we don't do that this summer. But
Yeah,
Anytime you're crossing an ocean, I feel like you're just
paying.
it's like
Up
an
the
extra
wazoo.
$1,000 for sure.
Yeah.
big time.
Where can people catch you next? You got any gigs lined up?
I'm playing tomorrow night.
Cool.
Let's go.
Too easy.
Let's go.
Cheeky little wine Wednesday for Tangerine.
Sick.
Cool.
Me and my bestie boo Jack, Rent and Thug, doing a little B2B. We're closing from 1 to 2. So
Sick.
exciting.
Right on.
Yeah.
So if you're out and about Wine Wednesday, I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't be out and about on Wine Wednesday. Hop on into the Rosencrown for some sick tunes.
No
Hell
doubt.
yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing your opinion with us. I know like we're more known for getting people that have lived in town forever, but I love getting people that have been here for a short amount of time or,
Yeah,
a year or
look
two,
fresh.
because it kind of brings me back to being here for only a year or two. You know what I mean? And the culture and kind of your surroundings do change the longer you're here. You kind of get a little bit more isolated into certain groups
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah,
That's
good
kind of
point.
part of why I wanted to have you on, to kind of show that stoke for Banff. Because sometimes
Yeah.
people lose it. You know what I mean? Like,
I
you've been
hear
here
you.
for so long, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Same old shit, busy summer. Lift
It
lines
happens.
on Saturdays, you know?
Yeah.
Lines on
It's cool to get a fresh, it's cool to get a fresh perspective in, you know? So thank you for coming in and sharing with
Lift
us.
Lines on Saturdays is going to be the name of my album.
There you go. There you go.
Love it. Let's cut to our ad, a little word from our sponsors, and then we'll do a couple posts. We got some pretty good ones this week.
Oh,
think.
yeah. I didn't even look at him. This is going to be good for
I
me.
know. This episode is brought to you by the Non-Alc Shaft. If you're looking for a clean energy drink that's gluten-free, vegan, naturally caffeinated with real coffee, perfect for the quick pick-me-up in the middle of the afternoon, or heck, in the morning when you're on the way to the hill, be sure to check out the beautiful black non-alc can sold as singles or as 4-packs down at Townhouse Liquor. I know my fridge is stocked up. That fun?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Cracking into one, are you? You got you all
Yeah.
lined up?
I like to crack a little bit for the tail end of the episode. You know what I mean?
No doubt.
When my initial caffeine rush is wearing off,
If it's
Shaft will get you back to where you need to be, baby.
All right. Well, I guess we're going to move into some posts here. I have no idea, like I said, what we got. So,
I organized them pretty good this week, I think. First one,
oh, yeah. I saw this one earlier.
little PSA here. We got our boy letting us know that the ticks are back out. So this is from a Canmore page. I don't know. I haven't seen any Banff posts yet about ticks. You have tick problems in Australia?
we have tick problems for sure.
It's terrible. Have you guys ever had one or been?
Yeah. How do you
been
get
bit
your
by a
ticks
tick?
out?
I've only had one once, and I don't think it bit me. I caught it in my hair
Oh, dope.
at the
Oh,
Nordic
yeah.
Center. So
And I think you just like burn them.
Yeah, a little match.
Yeah, match,
Really?
Yeah, I have like vivid memories of being like 6 years old. My dad just lighting a match and just like holding on, and they just kind of let go. But also
yeah.
terrifying.
yeah,
Yeah.
ticks suck for
Yeah.
sure.
Oh, yeah, man. They're gross.
Carrier of Lyme disease as well, for those who don't know. So always
yeah.
best to get them off you ASAP. Just important, especially people that like walk dogs and stuff through
yeah.
tall grass. Obviously, there's lots of people that have dogs this time of year. Check your dogs as well, because they can latch onto your
Lots of people have
animals.
dogs this time of year.
All time of year, dude.
I'm just
Spring dogs.
spring dogs. All right. What do we got? Oh, the
Yes,
boss.
sir. The boss is back. So this
Man.
is a CTV news article, so you know it's legit. Banff's famous grizzly, the boss, makes his first appearance of the spring. It was spotted out and about this week, prompting a reminder from Parks Canada and from the Overheard podcast to be safe and aware while adventuring out on the trails. Bring that bear spray, be loud, travel in groups, all great tips to avoid coming face to face with the boss.
That boy is big, dude.
Cool little story this week, actually. I went on a bird walk with one of our with Peter Poole, one of our locals. He's been doing these bird walks around
okay.
town forever. And there's a tree that's on the Sundance Canyon Trail that he's personally seen the boss like rub up on. I guess they mark trees as part of their territory.
Oh, cool.
Right?
It's
Kind of dope.
You can see the wear marks on this tree, and if you look closely at the bark, there's little bear hairs that are
That's so
still
cute.
in there.
Bear hairs.
Bear hairs,
Nice.
dude. Was just kind of an eye-opening moment for me that I've been past this tree multiple
Yeah.
times on my bike going to Sundance Canyon. I'll pass.
Keep
the
your eye
cave
out.
base. Yo,
Yeah,
for
don't,
sure.
yeah, now that you know, he's like, I could have died like 1,000
Yeah,
times.
yeah. I've done that trail more times than I care to admit without my bear spray. And I guess we travel down closer to the river, and then there's a little shelf that goes up, and I guess that's a very prominent wildlife corridor.
Oh, shit.
So I've seen a couple times down at Sundance Canyon, claw marks in the trail and like overturned rocks and stuff that look like
yeah.
hours
Crazy.
old. So they
Yeah,
would have
that's
been there maybe dusk or like
Fresh.
yeah. So
Not that
Oh, yeah.
long ago.
I just
Oh, yeah.
wanted to like share that to show.
I've seen some pretty fresh tracks too fishing, and you're just like,
For
man, this
sure.
bear is fucking close. Like,
So like you never really know how close
Ugh.
these guys really are. So be aware, they're out. It was caught on camera. I think it goes on to say,
I've seen
in the
pretty
lower
minimal
Bow
bears.
Valley on April 7th. So yes,
wild.
wild stuff indeed.
All right. What do we got here?
Yeah, this next one's a bit of a read. So Canmore is going through a bit of an area redevelopment plan. I'll just read the whole post. Canmore area redevelopment plan for the downtown core went to first reading this week, and there are a few important points in the plan that were not necessarily clear in the engagement process with residents. They plan to build 4-story apartment buildings, I guess, in the downtown area. There will be 0 parking downtown, which again, this point was like super highly refuted in the comments. This is not correct that there will be 0 parking downtown. Anyways, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but part of it is they want to make the main street of Canmore a permanent pedestrian zone.
Okay.
So removing the parking from that street, closing it down permanently, and obviously
They're taking over our idea. We did it first, man. Don't steal our idea.
no, like they want a permanent pet zone.
No, I know, but we came up with the pet zone, so that was our idea.
So the comments in this one were
absolutely hectic, I bet.
outrageous, right? So of course, a lot of information being taken out of context. This was posted anonymously, so you always got to take those posts with a grain of salt. And it's promoting a website called SaveDowntownParking.com.
Nice.
So it was going on to like try to figure out who put this website together. They're clearly opposing the area redevelopment plan. If you're a Canmore resident, go out and get your proper information. They have their own council race going on right now. There's a bunch of comments by Councillor Wade Graham, I think it is. That was his name. So he was kind of defending the point, very outspoken on Facebook. So like if you have any questions, maybe go chat with your council people. Because some pretty insane changes.
No doubt.
I mean, 4-story level apartment buildings going up a floor. Certain areas are only like 0.5 meters. So again, some people are taking some points and blowing them out of proportion. I advise everyone to Canmore to just look into it for yourself. And they are asking for public input. So
Cool.
give it to them. You know what I mean?
No doubt. All right.
This one here, this was posted about a week ago.
This is crazy.
I've seen several posts about this guy. Like, it's all over the place.
I
dude.
felt like we have to talk about it. I didn't share it through the Instagram page, which I probably kind of, looking back, I probably should have. But it seems like the community should know about this. This was shared on Instagram by a local. It says, Girlies in the Bow Valley. There's been multiple reports of males following females, including young females. Incidents of being followed aggressively while walking dogs at night. Looked like a lean, coordinated, sober male around 5'9", coming out of the dark and like following women at night.
Yeah, it's happened to a couple of my friends actually
Gross.
firsthand. Like, pretty sure it's like kind of about the same dude.
Okay.
Yeah,
Super not cool.
horrific. Yeah, so not cool.
No doubt.
So I just kind of wanted to talk about it, of course, bring it to people's attention. And just as a reminder that even though this happened a week ago, these problems tend to persist. Like it should always be on your mind, especially if you're out enjoying some beverages in town, you're maybe a little intoxicated or inebriated walking home. Walk your friends home, take a cab, just be safe. Know that we're not isolated to the big city issues just because we live in such a beautiful place.
Yeah.
So
There's still weirdos. They're fucking everywhere.
For sure.
Unfortunately for the rest of us. But
yeah.
And to other, to other dudes, I guess, if you're wondering like how to help, look after your chick friends, walk them home.
no
Just do that extra little 50-meter walk them home. They'll text to see if they got home safe. Like just because you're, not the one, like maybe under target can still help out your friends.
For sure. You know, we live in a small town. What does it take to walk a couple extra blocks?
Yeah.
Right? Plus, you're burning some of that booze off. You might feel better.
oh God, or your slice of pizza from Aardvark. So you got
extra
before you
zoot.
left.
Perfect.
Yeah, there you go.
So, just a little reminder to be safe at all times.
Nice one.
This next post here, a little politically motivated post. Obviously, federal election coming up. This was a post kind of informing people about the whole bot situation. So,
okay.
I'll read the post and then we'll discuss it a little bit. So it says, the bots and fake accounts are here like I've never seen before. I went through one of the local liberals' posts, 179 comments, many of them negative. Then I had a very quick look at each of those accounts commenting, the negative ones, of course. Most of them had less than 200 friends for most. So the person posting this thinks they're sock puppet fake accounts. This election is getting nastier and more underhanded than I've ever seen before. Absolutely crazy. So to put this in perspective, what's happening, say Liberal Party posts a piece of content. Hey, Michael Fark, this is our, MP that's running in our district. And the comments on that post,
Oh, bots.
this person is saying is
okay.
like almost 200 fake accounts commenting how this person isn't for us and blah, blah, blah,
Crazy.
leaving negative comments, therefore shifting the public perception. So someone who might be a little bit politically naive or uninformed will look at this post going, oh, the liberals posted this, seeing all these negative comments, think these are opinions of real people,
That's
when in
wild.
fact,
It's just 200 casual fake
Yeah.
accounts.
they may not be, right? So out of 179 comments,
That's wild.
I think it's just something for people to be aware of when you are trying to get your information, navigating who you're going to vote for in the federal election. Don't let social media
Yeah, no doubt.
sway you. I know we're on social media right now, so
Yeah.
it's hypocritical for me to say, but I'm not trying to sway people in a certain way or another. I think you should get your information from a reliable source and make your decision based off the policies that you align with in your district.
No doubt.
Yeah, so be wary of the fucking bots because that's insane.
Oh, God. All right, what is this? I heard McDonald Islands. What? I heard.
So this is a politically funny one. Obviously, tariffs.
Oh,
Heard and McDonald's. There we go.
it's been a long week, man. I'm so tired today. I
Fourth
just,
time,
like,
bro.
fourth time, you got it.
I got
Oh,
the
yeah.
shaft in me. I'm fired up. I can read this one. So this is a post in regards to the tariffs that Donald Trump has
Right.
levied across most of civilized world. He's also levied tariffs 10% against McDonald Island as well as Heard Island, which for those that don't know, these are islands that are occupied solely by penguins. There's no people living on these islands.
We have a couple of them at home as well.
Yeah,
What
but they
they-
have tariffs against them.
They were saying they wanted to do that so that like people couldn't set up like a building there to like ship stuff there and then ship it out without tariffs on it or
That's
something. I
insane.
don't know. Yeah.
That's mental.
Think of the penguins.
There was another one that I took out just because like we already had one, and it said that Trump was accused of using ChatGPT to work out the tariffs after someone put in certain prompts and came out with the exact same thing.
Oh my God.
Pretty hilarious stuff. The comments from like our government has been pretty wild. I don't think it'll last too long, hopefully, but yeah, pretty wild stuff.
No doubt. What do we got here? Oh,
Little PSA from our friends in Canmore.
no doubt. If anyone has information about the person or persons who destroyed planters / business signage, turned over garbage cans, broke business windows on May Street in Canmore last night, please contact RCMP. What a lovely way for our business owners to wake up this morning. That sucks.
Someone must have went on a ripper, an absolute ripper in
Absolute
Canmore
ripper.
yesterday.
Jesus.
So
that the-
smashing businesses, windows,
Oh, that was this morning,
planters.
right? Crazy.
Yeah, I found that like right when I woke up this morning.
It's got to
So
be a Calgary cowboy.
let's go.
It's gotta be.
Oh, Some
Um,
Calgary cowboy
At
just
the-
coming in.
Downfall of this town.
good point. Could be a sign of things to come. People are already letting the warm weather kind of affect
Get your
them coming
brimmed
to-
hat out of here.
coming to Banff, Vegas for
Yeah,
the weekend,
yeah.
you know? So
Oh, God.
shitty to hear. My heart goes out to all the business owners affected.
doubt.
You know, it's already hard enough in this valley to turn a buck and be successful as a business owner, only to wake up and have your shit fully sabotaged by
Doubt some drunk asshole probably, yeah.
not cool. So if you have any information, you've seen something go out, maybe you were out last night in Canmore partying, you've seen some dickheads acting up, contact the RCMP.
Wow, because there's never usually anything going on Main Street at night. Like anytime I've been there, it's been like a ghost town. It's like even on a weekend, like you go downtown.
Such a
kind
backhanded
of throwing
compliment.
shade. Yeah, a
Well,
little
no,
bit.
because like everybody,
Oh, that's random because nothing ever happens there.
like everybody always drinks like down at like Rose and Crown or like
True, it's kind of off the
yeah,
main
like
street.
the Drake and stuff. Like it's not really down there.
Perfect place for some mischief.
Yeah.
Oh, God, apparently. All right, what do we got here? Oh,
Okay, this is pretty cool. I learned this the other day when I was walking with Peter Poole. All right, so there's a picture of a huge bird. People were trying to identify the bird. The post reads, "Can anyone tell me what type of bird this is?" Spotted along the 1A in the Bow Valley Parkway. So when I was chatting with Peter, he told me some super cool information about the Bow Valley and itself, right? So native communities, right? They would always travel to the Bow Valley in the spring. Now, the Bow Valley thaws first versus the valleys around us. If you look at
okay.
Kananaskis and the next valley's over,
right.
they all still have snow in them, whereas we're one of the only thawed valleys.
Cool.
So there's also
Random.
a bird and more specifically, a golden eagle migration that happens around this time of year.
Cool.
So they're going to be flying through the Bow Valley, going back north to the Arctic where they like to be for the summer, or maybe not Arctic, but more north than here.
Yep.
And it's the only thawed valley on their way there, so they can kind of scan the valley bottom and look for food. So cool.
Smart.
That is really dope.
So even on our walk the other day, we saw he's like, oh, I think it was 3 different species of birds that we've seen where he was like, this is the first time I've seen them this year. Incredible stuff. So
That's cool.
super cool.
That
Keep
is
your
really
eyes
cool.
peeled. Some really awesome birds flying through if that's your thing.
No doubt.
Kind of opened a new world to me. We went down for a walk to the Cave and Basin. There's tons of awesome wildlife down there.
It's awesome down there.
We even went up to the upper boardwalk. You guys ever been to the upper boardwalk?
Maybe not. Can't remember.
So the
Near
Cave
Bow
and
Falls?
Basin.
Oh, other way.
Yeah.
Cave
Yeah,
and
yeah,
Basin,
yeah.
right? There's actual building. There's stairs up the left-hand side. You can walk up the stairs, you get a good view of kind of the inside of the building.
Oh.
There's a boardwalk that then leads away from the building. And there's the entrances to the hot springs. There's one cave that's kind of graded that you can't really see much, but you walk up to another point and you can see the snails fully outside and everything, like a mini little Cave and
so
Basin
dope.
spring that's fully outside.
Is
You
that
don't
the one
even
that's
have
got
to
the
pay to see.
bridge across between? Or is that a bit further
I think
up?
that's the lower boardwalk.
That's the lower one.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So the lower boardwalk, super awesome too. But the upper one was kind of man, I don't know if
Okay,
I had ever
secret
been up
spot.
there. Yeah. So go check it out. That's all I want to say.
Sweet one.
Well, that's all the time we got for this week. Again, if it's your first time joining us, smash that like and subscribe. Go give Miss Spicy a follow. That's 4 underscores.
4,
All right.
don't forget.
Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Give her a follow. Go like 4 of her pictures as well.
Go check her out tomorrow night down at the Rose and Crown. for Wine
Yeah.
Wednesday.
Wine Wednesday is a ripper, man.
Oh,
I
hell
used
yeah.
to go drink bottles of Prosecco with shots of Jaeger on the side.
Ooh.
And I would just sit there.
Maybe don't have such a ripper that you break windows downtown.
No.
But
Yeah.
No one
yeah.
wants that. No one wants that.
just chill on that.
Well, thank you to all our listeners for tuning in. Had a great time chatting with
No
Miss
doubt.
Spicy this week. Thank you to Drink Chef, our sponsor, for always keeping us caffeinated, fueled up on that gluten-free vegan
Hells yeah.
energy. Available more and more places. So you see it in the store, fucking grab it, dog. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's all the time we have today. Thanks again. And like every week, see you next Tuesday.